Good morning, traders. Just going to recap yesterday in this video this morning. It's Wednesday, November 9th, 2022. Mention these two key timing windows that we had yesterday. We're a little off on the major highs and lows, but we did get highs and lows in those windows. We initially had the high of day twice in the first window. Then we corrected back down about 20 points and then broke out of there. And then when we got to our secondary window right before the close, we couldn't quite get back up and make a new high as we hit our timing zone and it rolled over. I think I showed these hits in yesterday's video from Monday. The triggers that we had yesterday just off of this chart are the ones shown here on the blue vertical lines. We had this short setup right here on a price level and a timeline. We did not have time triggers off of this price. Doesn't mean you can't play that, just didn't have a time and price trigger there. We had the end of the window timing here at this level set off the nice long trade. You got a secondary entry on that as it corrected 3 bars down into the price at this timeline here and went up and broke out above the next level. And then as we made that double top, we traded back down, and then we came up. The corrective move came right up to this level at the timeline, setting you up for this nice looking C wave down. That was a nice really nice move there. And then we shot right back up into the timing window, and then when we hit the white A1 block at that price level, it rolled back over again for another good trade. So we had some really nice setups again yesterday with the Vedic timing tool and these price lines. I mentioned using some of the other storm tools to identify pivot points when we get to these price levels. So I'm going to give two examples of how to use the additional tools of the perfect storm methodology. I'm going to bring in first the pH chart and take a look at how those timed off on the double top. Here's the pH chart, and this is broken down to a 1-minute chart right now. So what we want to do, again, along with our normal segments and our segment projections, we always want to be watching the segment changes, especially after some significant runs. So here in the morning when we made this first high of day, we did not have an indication on the Vedic or the rainbow, but we had the end of the segment change as we went from the gray to the purple segment. So that was our first important hit there. And then the second one was when we got to the end of the red segment. Yesterday was the red day. Red was the driver. You can see how the low of the day came in right at the end of the red segment and started moving out from there through the yellow segment. You can see how the whole trend lasted through that yellow segment, the whole uptrend. And then when we got to the last red block here, we got the double top and then the trade down. So now what happened here, let me show the price level. I drew this horizontal price level line as that's the same level as on the Vedic timing window chart. Since we did not have a price line up here at the highs, okay, we did not have a price line up here at the highs, so without having price and time together, what we would want to do would be to wait for a breakout to take this short. So the trigger for that trade doesn't come until the second time point here, and where that price level is broken, then you can look for it to go down at least to the next line. and that next level was at 38.32. As you can see, we busted straight down through that. The breakout trade was triggered around 38.54 and a half, and then it went right on down to the target area at 32, and it went through there. So once it continued and drove right down through that level on the first pushback would be your exit point on that. And then we also had a key indication for that area on the rainbow chart. I'm going to pull that in here off from the side. Okay, now the rainbow chart is a 4-minute chart. Now what you can see here is we have the big overlapping green windows with the white ribbon up top. So whenever we have two sets of these ribbons overlapping with either the bright green or the white, you always want to pay attention to that area. So what happened there on that area of overlap where the two windows overlap is where I drew the red square, and you can see the market broke at the end of the window, the A4 timing window where my cursor is right there. Look at the fourth ribbon down, end of that bright green window is where the market broke and reversed. So there we had multiple timing indication. We had the rainbow, we had the pH. We did not make highs at the price line, so I just want to illustrate that you can take the breakout trade after these timing points are met. When it breaks that nearest price level, then you can expect it's going to go to the next level. Okay, so I'm getting a little long here. I was going to make some projections for today, but I'm not going to do that in this video. Maybe I'll put some out tomorrow.